Good day, viewers. You are welcome to today's class. In this class, we'll be answering these JAMB and WAEC likely questions on organic chemistry. This aspect, this with name is in what? In organic chemistry. Now you can see SSC, which signifies Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination. You can see SSC and slash GMA. This shows that these are the kind of the textbooks that WAEC bodies and JAMB consult and then set questions from these. So please pay attention to the very end. I'm going to show you simple way to name organic compound in chemistry. I'm going to show you a simple way to name organic compound in chemistry. Now, looking at the first one here, we're asked to name, that is the IUPAC name of this structure. The structure is given. Now, to name organic compound, please, first of all, take note of the following step. Look for, number one, the longest carbon chain. Number two, you then check for substituents. Check for what? For substituents. Let me just write it like this. Check for substituents. Okay. Check for substituents. The first one I said is what? You look for the longest carbon chain atom. That is the longest carbon chain. And the second one is to check for the substituents. All right. And the third one, which I can say, okay, let's leave the third one for now. For example, let's name this first one here. To name this, first one is look for the what? The longest carbon chain. So let's try that. If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's still the same thing as if I come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever you are going, you don't come like this and go back like this again. Or even if you count like this, 1, 2, 3, you can see which one is more longer. If you come like this or you come like this, it's more longer. Okay. So now 1, 2, let's go like this. Let's pick this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 5 carbons atoms there. If you come like this, is 5, right? So how many carbons that are present in that 5 branches? In that 5, we have first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. So we said we have what? We have 5 carbons atoms. Okay, and since you have 5 carbon atoms, now you need to identify something. Is it an aromatic or is an aliphatic? Now you notice when I mean by aliphatic, they are like alkanes, alkynes, and some other ones like cycloalkanes. Okay, cycloalkanes. So when you talk about aliphatic, majorly alkanes, alkyne. Now, since it is alkane, why is it alkane? Alkane has a single bond. Do you see any presence of double bonds like this? You see it, and is there any double bond there? They are all single bond, which signifies that it is an alkane. So we said the carbon is 5 and it is what? Alkane. So if you remember the formula of alkane, which says I've prepared several videos on organic, on easy way to memorize the formula for alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, cycloalkanes, and cycloalkanes. Okay, so the formula of alkane says CnH2n plus 2. I didn't just explain it, but I give you tricks on how you can easily know all the formula. Now, from this alkane, we're told that the carbon is 5. So if I write 5 here, which signifies that the carbon is 5, which if I write 5 here, if I replace this n with 5, it will be C5. Mind you, 5 have replaced n here, which signifies that wherever I see n2, you need to put 5. Okay, so if I put 5 here, 5 times 2 will be 10 plus 2. That will be what? That will be 12. So this compound now, what is the name? It is named pentane. The first member of alkane, CH4, methane. Second one, C2H6. It is called ethane. The third one, C3H8, it is called propane. The fourth one, C4H10, it is called butane. The fifth one, C5H12, which is this, it is called what? Pentane. So now the parent name now is called what? Pentane. Pentane happens to be the parent name. After you have identified the longest carbon, check for substituent. The parent name, third one, you can add it as parent name. Majorly, these are all the things you need to know. Parent name, and probably the last one is the priority, which we consider that as we move on. Okay, so the parent's name, you need to identify that. Now, let's name this now. But before I name this, you have already checked the longest carbon atom. Is there any substituent? There is substituent, because if I come like this will serve as substituent. This one at the top here will serve as what? Substituent. Okay, so this will therefore serve as what? Substituent. So what is the name? You start your naming from where the substituent is. You start with the substituent. So the name of the substituent, you need to identify it. The name is called what? Methyl. Why is it called methyl? It is called methyl. Why? You know, from alkane family, for example, alkane, we have CH4. This CH4, it is called methane. It is called what? Methane. And if methane lose one hydrogen, which if one hydrogen just left this methane, maybe methane just lose one hydrogen, you know, instead of 4 hydrogen, it will become 3 hydrogen. So when it becomes 3 hydrogen, I will have it as CH3. Instead of me calling, I can't call it methane. I would then call this what? Methyl. You can see it started with the same letter. Methyl. So another one under, you know, I said we have ethane, which is C2H6. It is called ethane. So when ethane lose one hydrogen, it becomes C2H what? Instead of 6 hydrogen, it becomes 5 hydrogen. And with that, we can say that we will not call it as ethane, you call it as what? Ethyl. Ethyl. Okay, the same thing applicable to when propane lose one hydrogen, it is called propyl. When butane lose one hydrogen, what is it called? Drop that in the comments. Okay, let's proceed. So this is called methyl. The substituent we have, it is CH3. It is called what? Methyl. Now you begin your naming from the substituent, but now you need to identify one more thing. Since we have agreed that this is the longest carbon atom, I can start naming from here, saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can also start from this duration by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what we must consider is that we don't just start giving them number. You must be very careful. You have to give them number in the favor of the substituent. Take note, in the favor of what? The substituent. What did I mean by the favor of the substituent? Identify where the substituent is. This is the substituent. Okay, take note of that. Now, if I'm to number the carbon, if I say number 1, number 2, you see that on getting to the second carbon, I've already gotten to reach where the substituent is. But if I come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, this took a longer time to get to where the substituent is. So the substituent prefer the one that is closer. Okay, so you choose the one that is closer. So when you name like this, number like this, you easily get to where the substituent is rather than coming like this. So because of that, we start to numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, after done with that, you can then name successfully. So when you want to name, you begin from the substituent. So the substituent is attached. When you are coming like this, the substituent is there. So this substituent now, that is where you begin your naming. This substituent is called what? Methyl. But this methyl is attached to what carbon? Since you have already numbered like this, so it is attached to what carbon? 1, 2. It is attached to what? Carbon 2. So you therefore call it as 2. 2 what? What is attached to the 2? What? Methyl. 2 methyl. Now, okay, 2 methyl, and then you have already called it 2 methyl. Okay, so what is now the parent name? I think that is the only substituent we have. Yeah, that is the only substituent. So I can then leave this one since it's the only substituent. So what is then the parent name? The parent name is called what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've already told you earlier. The parent name is called pentane. So it will be 2 methyl what? Pentane. The best option that describe this is what? Option D, which is the correct answer to that. Let's check question number 2 in this class. Okay, for question number 2 now, we have about 2 different substituents here. But before I show you where the substituent is, or before I explain that, now pick the longest carbon chain. Now, if it come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is 4. And if it come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is still 4. Eh? So with that, even though if you come in this direction, it is still be 4. So let's pick the one that will be very closer. Should we come like this? 1, 2, 3. It may look somehow confusing, but go straight like this. That is easy to get. Now, if I'm to go straight like this, I've already identified the longest carbon chain that you are going. Is either in this direction or in this direction, but it must be straight like this. Now you have already identified that, which we have already identified that, which happens to be the first one here. The second one is check for the substituent. Is there any substituent that are present? Yes, we have 2 different substituents. We have Br here, which signify bromine, and we have CH4, which signifies CH2, and we have CH3, which signify what? Methyl. As I've explained earlier in question number 1, methyl. Now, identify the substituent. Let's continue. We have bromine, the first substituent, the bromine, and we have another substituent, which we call the what? The methyl, which is CH3. Now, you have already identified the substituent we have in the questions. Then let's identify, the last thing to identify is the parent name before you can start naming. The last one to identify is the parent name before you can start what's naming. So let's identify the parent name. What will be the parent name? First of all, check. Is there any double bond? Is there any triple bond? No, we only have a single bond. So which tells us that it is an alkene family. All right, how many carbons? Since we are going like this or coming like this, let's count the total carbon. Carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4. So the carbons we have there, they are 4 carbons. So we have C, that is the C4, 4 carbon. So from the formula of alkane, since they are single bond, so it is not from alkane family. From the formula of alkane, which I showed you earlier, so this will be what? C4. 4 times 2 will be what? 2 plus 2. That will be 10. That will be C4H10. So that will be C4H10. So C4H10 is called what? Butane. So the parent name now is called what? The parent name is called butane. Now, in this case, you have identified the longest carbon chain. You have checked for the substituent, which is bromine, that is bromine and methyl. You have already know the parent name, then we can go to go. Don't forget, I told you whenever you want to name, always begin with the substituent. And we begin with what? The substituent. Now, let's number the carbon. Numbering the carbon, I can decide to number like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. I can decide to do it reverse in the case 1, 2, 3, 4. But I said something in question number 1 that when numbering, you must make sure that you do it in the favor of the you do it in the favor of the substituent. If I come like this 1, 2, I'm getting to carbon 2. I've gotten to where the substituent is. But if I come like this 1, 2, 3, I must still touch 3 carbons. Like I must still reach out to 3 carbons before I get to where the substituent is. You see that coming like this is a long process. It takes time. So rather we prefer coming like this, which is the second carbon. Okay, which is very clear. All right. So we are going to number like this because it will easily help us to get to where the substance is rather than coming like this. So because of that, we say this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4. Okay. Now, since this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, now these 2 substituents, you need to think that which one will come first. We have bromine and we have methyl. Which one will come first? Just think. Bromine will come first. Why? Because if you are following it in alphabetical order, bromine come before methyl. So if you have to follow it alphabetical order, you notice that bromine come first before what? Before methyl. So in the naming, bromine will come first. So I will say the bromine now is attached to what carbon? 1, 2. It's attached to what? Carbon 2. I will say what? 2 bromo. I write it as small letter 2 bromo. Now I've done with bromine. Another substituent I have is methyl, but this methyl too is also still attached to carbon 2. So I will then say 2 methyl. That is, bromo is attached to carbon 2. Methyl is also attached to carbon 2. 2-bromo, 2-methyl. Name. The last one is the parent name. What is the parent name? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the parent name is what? Is butane, which is what? 2-bromo, 2-methyl butane. 2-bromo, 2-methyl butane. The correct answer to that is option C. Option C is the correct answer. Okay, quickly, let's go to question number 3. Question number 3. Okay, for question number 3 now, let's check the longest carbon chain. The longest carbon chain is like this or like this. Let me just say this straight one is the best one. You can see clearly, because if I come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just 5. But if I go like this, it will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6. Okay, so going like this is the best. Now, since we are going like this, we have already identified the longest chain. The next one is check the substituents. The substituent we have is just only one, just methyl. So the substituent is CH3, which is what? Methyl. Is that all? That is all. Then what's the parent name? To get the parent name, first of all, it is under alkane because of single bond. So what would be the parent name? What is the how many carbon that are present in the longest chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the carbons are what? We have 6 carbon, that is 6, 6. Okay. So from the family of from the formula of alkane, which compound has a carbon of 6? That is what? That is azane. Because if you put 6 here into this formula, it will be 6, 6. 2 times 6 will be 12 plus 2, that will be what? That will be 14. So that will be 6, C6, H14. That is what? Azane. Azane. So that is azane. Now to name now. As I said, always start with the substituent. So starting with the substituent here, which is methyl. But the methyl is attached to what carbon now? Since you must consider the numbering. The numbering of the carbon, you have to begin like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why? Because if you are coming like this, on getting to the third carbon, you have already getting to where, like, it is easier to get to where the methyl is rather than coming like this. You know, if you are coming like this, 1, 2, 3, you have gotten to where the methyl is. But if you come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, you see that this one is a bit longer than coming like this. So because of that, we prefer going like this. That is just the rule. So 1, 2, 3. So it's attached to what carbon now? It is attached to carbon 3. Please be very careful. You know, when you come like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, you see something like 4 in the option, 4 methyl. And if you come like this, 1, 2, 3, you see something like 3 methyl. Please be very careful of this single thing so that you don't lose your mark in exam. Be very careful. So if you come like this, you easily get to where the methyl is. So rather than coming like this, because of that, we prefer going like this. That is just the rule. Go like this. So 1, 2, 3. The methyl now is attached to what carbon? Carbon 3. So I would then say 3-methyl. What is the parent name? Azane. Because that is it is only methyl we have as the substituent. So that is the parent name. So the correct option there is option B. Please be very careful to that. Be very careful in that aspect. Okay. So you can watch out my videos on others, on namings of these others, like from question 4 downward. You can watch out my other videos on those ones. Take note of something that I asked you a question earlier, that when you have one hydrogen taken from methane, you call it methane. One hydrogen taken from ethane, you call it ethane. From propane, you call it what? Propyl. What about butane? Please drop that in the comments. Okay, and don't forget to watch out my other videos on this names of others and more other complex names that will likely come out in your exams. And please don't forget to like, share with your friends, and comment. Thank you. See you in my next video.